I'll be there in a sec. Hold up. Yee! Welcome. 15 rounds of Flambé. Aaron and Matthew Johnson here. Sorry, I had to take care of something off in the side picture. How is everyone out? How you doing today, Matt?
I mean, I'm doing ready. Are you ready for this, Aaron?
I'm not okay. I had a long day, long week of work, and I'm tired. But feeling good, feeling good, feeling great, feeling great, feeling good. How are you? Starting off the show, we're going to dive right into the proverbial pool and talk about Lochte Gate. Matthew, Ryan Lochte and some of his USA swimming cohorts got caught out in Rio, basically, with Pinocchio's nose. Tell me a little bit about what your thoughts about the whole scandal.
I mean, like when you saw me shake my head when you brought up Lochte Gate, I shook my head not only because of this whole ridiculous situation of Ryan Lochte, but I actually treated this out how the entire world missed out on the chance of calling it Loch Mess instead of Lochte Gate.
Loch Mess. Loch Mess would have been better.
I mean, semantics aside, it's just been a horrible situation. Ryan Lochte has become a world embarrassment. Like, he's had some past incidents which kind of made him like as a joke, I guess. But at this point, like, the world now sees that this guy is like a, I don't know, fool, joke. and this man has 12 medals. This man has more medals than Mark Spitz, who was seen as the greatest swimmer of all time until Mike Phelps came around. So,
yeah, I look at it in a sense, and I think that it has a lot to do with the kind of person he is, because he definitely, this is not the first time he's been in some kind of, let's say, not limelighty kind of situation, if that's, if I could put it that way. He's been through a lot of different crazy scenarios, and Lochte's been, I feel like he's been like the Robin, maybe ugly stepchild to America as we build up and we look at Michael Phelps as this amazing icon in the world of Olympics and in the world of USA Olympic history. Lochte's kind of like the second fiddle, and maybe he seemed like, hey, I got to act out to get some attention, but I mean, the way that the whole story is breaking down and then getting caught lying, and you see, for me, honestly, something seemed a little bit amiss for me when they talked about how the account with the robber went, and he said the guy put the gun to his head and he was just like, yeah, whatever, or something like that. Like, you're not gonna really do that.
You're not Liam Neeson from Taken. Just no average person's doing that. So that's what when I had some of the I had some doubts on the stories too, and it just became ridiculous to me because I haven't gotten in any trouble like this. I don't think you've gotten in any trouble like this, but I would think if you do get in this kind of trouble, you would want to just hush up, just say, guys, let's just keep this close, no one say anything. He goes on the national circuit. He's talking to Matt Lauer. He's on the Today Show sharing his story about how he was the hero who stood up against real crime. And then it's just
it was so great. And my favorite part about it is, and I'm not gonna call this as no loyalty among swimmers, but they couldn't wait to throw him under the bus. They got all, because first of all, it was crazy the way he just like darted out of the country. Like he knew he was done. Like, I feel like he knew he was in trouble. He just darted, and he has issued an apology. We have to let everyone. He has issued an apology today, apologizing for his antics and for some of the things that he did in the situation. But the way he just he darted out of the country and then left like all the rest of the guys to be the fall guys. And then the thing that got me is when they got all how they were all facing charges and all the other swimmers, they threw Lochte under the bus so fast. I don't even think the driver didn't even get behind the bus before they threw him under.
I mean, that sounds like we're gonna. It's just like a hangover. It's like the Hangover
movie. Yeah, it was like the Hangover.
You wake up in a Brazilian jail and you can't leave the country. I mean, it's smart of his lawyers to get him out of the country. But I just felt so bad because it seemed like his teammates just kind of tagged along with him. Like they were following the elder statesman, and that's what happens when the elder statesman has the maturity of, say, like a teenager. So
yeah, a very immature teenager.
Second story today, we shift from Olympic Village and go back to the United States to talk about one of the NFL's biggest stars. It was announced today that Le'Veon Bell, running back with the Pittsburgh Steelers suspension, got reduced from 4 games to 3. And what are your thoughts about this big decision?
I think I don't know. I feel like when it comes down to ultimate decisions from the NFL, like I said, I think Roger Goodell rules absolutely. And so if this is coming down from his office, I don't know. This is just him saying, dance, puppets, dance. But I think the one thing that gets me is Le'Veon Bell has, and I remember when he first burst onto the scene when he was at Michigan State, came out of nowhere, had a great season, got drafted, ended up with the Steelers, had a great first couple of games. He was really showing out. And I remember there was an instance with LeGarrette Blount when these two missed missed the team plane or something, going to like a preseason game or going to like game one or something crazy. They had like a girl in the car and all this other stuff. And I remember they cut LeGarrette Blount and they kept Le'Veon Bell. And I remember saying, Le'Veon Bell, I kind of was like I was his advocate because I was like, you know what, he's a rookie, and LeGarrette Blount's been in the NFL for a couple of years too, just following, like you said in the last segment, the elder statesman. I don't know if he's following the elder statesman that much anymore because he keeps getting into trouble, and I can't keep defending him.
I mean, like you said, like the reason the suspension got reduced because according to ESPN and NFL.com, there was a negotiated settlement between the NFL and NFL's player union and the NFL. So maybe Goodell's kind of winning a tiny bit back. But going back just to Pittsburgh, I mean, it seems like Pittsburgh has had a lot of issues recently because I know they have the great receiver Bryant, I believe his name is Martellus Bryant. Martavius Bryant.
I thought you were gonna say Antonio Bryant. I was like, yeah, he's kind of. I was like, yeah, that guy's kind of good.
Same suspended. Suspension again, but a while ago. But yeah, he's out for the rest of the year. Bell's gonna come back a game earlier. Even though it's nice to see him, his suspension's not gonna be as long. It seems like the Steelers culture for some reason. They've been getting a lot of guys in trouble. I'm kind of shocked at that because Pittsburgh's one of the most historic and best franchises in the NFL.
Yeah, I know. I mean, things change. I guess eras change, things change of that nature. So I mean, you can't keep the lore as it always is. Granted, they are still one of the better, more respected. Respected teams in the league, respected franchises in the league in all the sports, actually, when you talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I still think that in this situation, things just have kind of gotten to a point of, I don't know, a product of the moment. Maybe some of these guys, a changing of the guard in the sense that some of these guys have really, the guys that really instilled that, the Troy Polamalu's, the Larry Foots, the Jerry Porter, even though he's still there as a coach. Some of these guys aren't on the team anymore. And then, I don't think they're going to be looking for Roethlisberger to be the big,
I was going to say, when you mentioned Troy Polamalu, Larry Foots, and James Harrison was still getting in trouble back then.
Yeah. Wasn't no Minnesota Vikings boat though, so it can't be too.
Yeah, I mean, just looking on the actual on the play situation, I kind of like it because even though DeAngelo Williams had a great year of 907 yards and 11 touchdowns,
yeah, he came out of nowhere with that kind of production.
He had a great year, but he's gonna be 32, and running backs that's 75 in the line. So I really hope DeAngelo is able to hold the weight until Bell gets back, but you just never know with aging running backs, except for maybe Peterson, AP, because he seems to keep on trucking.
The thing about Bell that makes him different from a lot of the other running backs, and I think right now he is kind of worth the headache because, like you said, he's one of the best running backs in the league. So he's worth the headache for a little while longer. He can't keep getting into trouble. But he's able to pound the rock, pound the ball. How did the old Tampa Bay Buccaneers mantra go? Pound the rock.
Yeah,
all of that. I'll start up the gut. He's one of those guys that can get you those 3, 4, 5 yards. But he's also shifty enough and big enough and fast enough to be able to break that second. Once he gets to that second level, be able to cause some real damage in the back of your defense. So like I said, he's worth a headache right now for a little while longer. He is. I can't blame the Steelers for doing this. I got a question though. Are you taking him in fantasy, and if so, where?
He's definitely, because behind Adrian Peterson, I don't think there are many other I can't think of another better running back. So maybe first round, second round.
Oh wow, what are you gonna do? Just bench him for 3 weeks?
Oh yeah. I'm just thinking of him not even suspended. Okay.
Oh, he's suspended, buddy.
Maybe third round. I guess third round is probably the lowest I would go.
Oh, I'm touching him in 7 if he's still available.
With our third story, we head to the Octagon and look at UFC's main event tomorrow. And what are your thoughts about Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz rematch?
I cannot wait. I just got into UFC a little while ago. Actually, it was this fight, the first round of this fight, that got me really kind of into UFC to the point where I'm like, I'm excited for this fight. I can't wait. The thing about the first matchup between these two guys that do not like each other, they do not like each other at all. It was the fact that McGregor, who had been to that point, I believe, undefeated and kind of kicking the crap out of everybody that came into the octagon with him, had to jump up a couple weight classes for this to fight Diaz, and there was a lot of controversy about the way that he had to jump up. I think it was like 2 full weight classes to fight Diaz, and he had to do it in a really short span of time. I don't remember the exact numbers on the span of time, but I know he had to do it in a short span of time. But when you watch round 1 of that fight, and I remember sitting back at my friend's house and we were watching the fight, and I remember funny story, my glasses actually had broke that day or the night before. My glasses had broke, and so actually, I broke there. I had lost them, so I had to watch the whole fight through Snapchat. It was hilarious because I couldn't see, so I had to open up the Snapchat. I had to open up Snapchat and watch the whole fight through Snapchat. And I remember McGregor was destroying Diaz in the first round. I mean, Diaz came out of that looking like something out of Rocky. Huge marks on his face, blood everywhere. Like I was like, oh, this is great. For somebody really kind of delving into their first fight, I was like, oh, this is great.
I guess I'm kind of like the opposite because I kind of was into UFC until I don't remember which fight it was, but I saw that someone had to someone's skull was actually cracked.
Oh yeah, it's great, right?
And I watch the NFL and that might be just as dangerous, but at least I don't see that in the NFL. But I mean, like I said, I'm not really that big into it, but I was just really struck by the press conference a few days ago where it seemed like McGregor's group and Diaz's group was throwing bottles at each other.
They hate each other.
Not popping bottles, but just throwing water bottles at each other. And it just kind of remind me. I go back to boxing because I just think about what Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and when he was fighting George Foreman, how they built up fights like that. And I just think about even the early 2000s with Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson, where everyone's on stage and Mike Tyson said, "I'm gonna eat your children."
Eat your children.
And I mean, I kind of understand. I'm just thinking from a boxing perspective, seeing say Manny Pacquiao trying to go up weight class. I can see why that could be a struggle, and I can maybe see why McGregor struggled last time trying to do the same thing.
I think first of all, the biggest thing about this, and I know, Dana White and the UFC need a good fight. They need a good, clean fight, and they actually need a good, clean card all the way through, especially after the last UFC event that had Bones Jones, the fight between John Bones Jones and Daniel Cormier, who that fight, I said, I don't even remember the last time I was that excited for something to happen. I was so excited to watch that fight. And then I think it was either the same day or the day before, Jones fails, he fails a drug test. And then Brock Lesnar goes out there, his big return to the UFC after he had been over in, Suplex City and everybody over in WWE. He comes back to fight in UFC, wins his match, and then it comes out later that he has a failed drug test. So Dana White and UFC needs a clean card here. They do.
They need that. And I also think they don't really need it, but I think it would be better if definitely McGregor won. Because
I think McGregor is going to win. I think he is going to win.
Before, UFC women, and Ronda Rousey just came out into the scene and started beating everyone. I think that's what McGregor was until this fight, until he lost to Diaz the first time. So even though he's still a superstar, I think if he gets back on the winning streak and just keeps on winning, then he can elevate back to Ronda Rousey's status, where she's the no question known figure in that sport, and she's a superstar in that sport.
I mean, more I like Ronda Rousey too, but Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes beat the crap out of Ronda Rousey, and Misha Tate beat Holly Holmes, and I want to see Triple G. But anyway, the way that I think when it all boils down to Triple G's boxing, I'm thinking of something else. But the way I'm thinking about it and the way that it kind of boils down for me, I think McGregor is going to win this fight. I think it's going to be another good fight. I do. Even though I said the last fight was entertaining in the first round, and then Diaz caught him in the second round, put him in a submission holder, and ended the fight. But I think McGregor's going to get him around this time. I think he's definitely going to try to knock him out. They ain't going to knock him out or submit him. Either way, it's going to be fun. I don't think it's going to go the full fight. I think someone's going to win. But I'm going to look forward to it. I really am. And I'm excited. I got McGregor. Well, that is all the show we have for you guys again for this week. I told you, me and Matthew both told you. We told you he was going to be back on Friday. And y'all was loyal. Y'all was good to us. I don't know the whole DJ Khaled line, but y'all know what I was trying to do there. It's been a great week. I said I've been tired. Matthew's been tired. He's got to go to work. I'm in for the week. I am so happy to be in for the week. But we did not disappoint. We came back with some brand new Flambé for you guys, and we are going to do the same for you next week on Monday. We're really excited. So as always, down in the description is where you can subscribe to us. You can like
us. Yeah, comment on us.
What this guy said. He's the smart one, baby. He's the smart one. But again, we are gonna be.
I'm gonna say point at the screen. You don't have. No one's. I'm not next to you on the left.
No, but they know what I'm pointing at. I'm pointing at you on that side. But basically, guys, continue to support us. We really appreciate it, and we will see you again on Monday. Conor McGregor.